Well, hello there, all you sixth grade euphonium players out there. We're going to take a look today at the JCPS sixth grade all county band audition music. You've got two different things that you get to prepare to play for, and then there's another thing that we will work on called sight reading that you will also have to prepare, but we're going to have to go about it a different way because you're not actually going to have music to practice for that part of it. Now, the first thing I'd like to talk to you about is the B flat scale that you have to play. No matter what, we have to play everything that we are doing on this audition music with a great sound. So I would start off every time I practice by playing long tones. And if I do that, I'm going to be listening to my sound and really thinking about what my sound is like. Now, another thing that we need to do is have the right equipment to help us to make sure we know what we're doing. A metronome with a tuner is essential to make sure that you're going to play this music accurately. And it'll, the more you work with it, your ears will start to tell you too whether you know it's right or wrong. Now, I'm looking at the music here, and it says we start at 108 beats a minute for this concert B flat scale. We're going to start a little bit slower. Now, I'm not texting here. I'm just setting my metronome to 72 beats a minute. And then I let the click go. And I can even, if I want to, see the click where it's going every 4 beats. Now, I'm going to practice this concert B flat scale at 72 beats a minute. And that's going to get me time to hear any mistake that may happen while I'm playing it. Now, depending on the instrument that you may have a euphonium with 3 valves, only up on top. You may have a euphonium with 4 valves, but the 4th valve may be right here. This 4th valve happens to be on the side. If you have that 4th valve, anytime you have C, I would play it with that. Now, it's the end of January today. We have till March 10th to make this thing sound great at 108 beats a minute for the B flat scale. So what I would do is do 2 beats per day. Now if we do that, you can tell this is faster. That's not just 2 beats faster. I'm kind of fast forwarded. This is where we'd be in the middle of February. This is about 90 beats a minute. Now listen to how I sound on that B flat scale at 90 beats a minute. Hope you also notice I always wait for beat 1 when I practice with a metronome because I have it set to 4 beats per minute. You'll get all kinds of messed up if you don't start with that. Or if it's in 3/4 time and you put the metronome on 4/4, that can create all types of confusion. So make sure you start with the metronome on that beat. Another thing is to make sure you're taking a deep breath in. If your rib cage moves, you're breathing in deep enough. So take a look at this. We want to make sure that the rib cage expands so we can get as much air as we want into our body so we have enough air to play. So we went a couple more weeks, and we are at March 10th. Here's 108 beats a minute. Listen to how that's going to sound. Yeah, and when you practice a little bit faster every day, that's going to give you time to hear what you sound like. And then it'll be easy to play at a faster tempo, and you'll eventually be able to play it much faster than that. Now let's take a look at the etude that you have to have prepared. The etude's 8 measures long. It's in the key of B flat. That's when we have 2 flats for low brass. And It's got a dotted quarter note in it. So that may or may not be a rhythm you've seen in band yet in your class. It gets a beat and a half. If I'm going to count, my feet would click 2 times, but I would give it 1.5 of those beats. 1, and then an eighth note would follow it. 1, and. There's about 3 dotted quarter notes that we've got to account for, always followed by an eighth note. So altogether, that's going to give you 2 full beats. Now, for this one again, I would start it at about 60 beats a minute. Now, this etude was written by Mozart. There's a chance you could find a little bit more of this in one of the books, depending on what book your band uses. Now, I'll take my metronome, which is also a tuner, so I can see if I'm in tune or not. Looking at what I did, I could pull out, but another thing you could think about is your lips. Are you playing with a lot of tension? If you are, relaxing and not having as much muscular effort will generally get you in tune. Now, at this 60 beats per minute, I'm going to attempt this piece for you. Going this slow, you can see all the details to the music, the accents, the dynamics, the slurs, the high notes. It gives you time to think. And then by March 10th, when you perform this for your judges, you'll have it ready to go. So let's listen to it at 60. Now at that tempo, you're able to hear, overall I play all the rhythms correctly, but the fronts of some of the notes were not quite as clear as I'd have wanted them to be. So I would work on that the first few weeks and then slowly work my way up. Now, as I get up, I'm going to skip ahead what we would do in the middle of February and go all the way to 104 beats a minute. Now, if you just progressively go about 2 clicks per day, by March 10th, you're going to be playing this part fabulously. Now, listen. Now, the other part that they're going to ask you to do on this audition is sight reading. I really don't think sight reading should be called that. You're not really looking at these things for the first time. They're going to give you 4 pieces of music, or 4 measures of music. Now, it's going to have notes that you should have seen and should have studied in your band class. As long as you know your notes and know your rhythms and take it at a good pace with a great sound, you will do fine with that. And the last thing I'll leave you with, the people that are most successful with these auditions have somebody to listen to them every week and give them guidance. If you are interested in private lessons, feel free to contact me at what is listed here with Jeatley Music Studios, and we can definitely get set up with a lesson. Best of luck to you, and I hope you do great at your audition.